here's Brody Brazil.
You know, it's amazing where sometimes I even get the ideas to do these YouTube videos, but this one, for example, came from a tweet by an account called T3 Bracketology. I don't know who this person is or what this account is all about, but here's what the tweet said. Arizona announced a new, absolutely fire court design with a throwback style. It inspired a question, who else in D1 has a fun/unique basketball court design? And let me just say, as a sports fan, this is one of the things that I quite enjoy about basketball is that you can change the playing surface to look cool. Like you can have a design that is part of a home court feel and advantage and look and brand. You can put logos on a football field. You can obviously do designs at center ice in the NHL or in different levels of hockey. Baseball, there's not really much you can do. I guess the field dimensions are kind of the personality of a team and its ballpark. But yeah, with basketball teams, you can't change any dimensions, but you can obviously paint up the court how you like. And so I do think there's two ways about this. And we've seen in recent years, like some leagues and some teams, like the NBA, for example, the in-season tournament, they go overboard to the point where I can't even watch the games because like the colors and the contrast are so bad. Like you can overcook this, but I also think a lot of teams are doing this right. And that's what this video is about. I'll save the worst court designs for a different video, but these, in my opinion, are some of the best court designs in college basketball. Let's begin with the University of Arizona. And again, it's a retro look. So you've got the cactus, which I'm also doing my pen, I guess, in green too, but the mountain range, the traditional Arizona logo right at center court. You've got the interior of the 3-point line is one wood color. You've got the exterior of it. Everything else is more of a natural wood color. I mean, it's simple, right? It's got a retro feel. This is what Arizona fans from probably the late 80s, early 90s are accustomed to. And so they're kind of going back to that with the mountain range, like gradient texture there, obviously the sun. So it's a sentimental design, but it feels Arizona. It feels very cool. I like this. It's early on there on my list. University of Oregon. Now, they were kind of one of the first adopters of doing some type of court design here. You know what? I definitely have to change the pen color for this one. I can't go green on green. But they always kind of had the interior of the court kind of have speckles on it, or it was dark colored, and everybody thought, wow, Oregon, they're always trendy, but maybe they've done too much. I like this one because they've kept that really cool Oregon green, like on the baseline and on the sidelines. The center court logo doesn't need a duck. It's just got the big, the O for Oregon logo there. It's very cool. But I like how there are, can you kind of see it there? Those tree textures, and it says even deep in the woods right there for Matthew Knight Arena. I like what they've done. Only the gold is here on the baseline where it says Mighty Oregon and the Fighting Ducks. Like it's just simple because it's really only two colors and that gold that pops out there on the baselines. I really like this. I think you could have overdone this very easily, but Oregon didn't. I think this is actually a large improvement from some of their darker color courts where, like I said earlier, it's hard to see the action of what's going on because there's no light contrast. The court is supposed to be light so that human beings stand out on the basketball court. Okay, this is one of those full blue courts that just... like, there's a person standing right here on the court at Cal State Bakersfield. Can you even see that person? That's what I'm saying. Like with the Oregon one, let's say that's a basketball player. It looks like a trainer or a coach or I don't know who's out there, but it's hard to pick that up on a camera. Like the depth is not there. So is this one of the best? I mean, it's one of the most creative. I guess I like the fact that Bakersfield is down there in the bottom center. I don't even know what are they the road runners? Is that what they are? All runners. So they must be the road runners, and they've got the rowdy zone over there. This one is unique. I'll put this in the list of standing out. I like that they've kept it to just the two colors, but that is just a lot of blue right there. And the key is natural wood color. It's interesting why they picked the key. Why didn't they pick the whole interior of the 3-point line? But even this, there's not a lot that stands out here. I know this is on my top list, but it's actually not one of my favorites. TCU, they've got a very cool design here, and I like that, again, it's a monotone nature of it. Really, it's got two colors. It's got purple and black, and then the gray, a different variety of black to kind of complement that. I like how they also add just little pieces of red in there or is that dark purple? It seems red to me, but it could also be dark purple. Whatever it is, it pops, right? Everything pops here. I love that texture. I don't even know what that is. It's almost like a digital snakeskin version of texture. I like how out of bounds it's dark purple, and on the playing surface, it's that gray color. And I know this is just a graphic representation of how it looks. I'd love to see this in person. I should have used one of those photos here in the presentation, but this really spells out what they're doing. I like the text here on each of the baselines. Really nice job for TCU. I think that one's classy, that one's sharp. FIU, all right. There's a lot going on here. And take note, this area right here, that's the wood color. This is like a beach up to that point. Look how the waves and the tide and the ocean are rolling in. This is almost a photo with palm trees on either side of the court, like palm leaves. They've got the FIU logo, or the Panthers right there in the middle. This one is cool because of the wave. I guess maybe I wish they would have done the wave even a little bit lower, but maybe that would have been too distracting. I don't know that I need the palm trees right here, but this is definitely an interesting study. Let's move on to the University of Texas, El Paso, at El Paso. And I like what they've done here. Simple colors, right? They've got the orange, they've got the blue to kind of add some contrast with the center court logo there. And this mountain range, which I'm going to assume is famous and popular in El Paso, it's significant, I think, to their local geography. That's why they did it. I do feel a little bit like, though, there's something missing here on the left side of the court. If you're going to go that heavy with the mountain range on the right side, that maybe you should have done something to balance it out. But still, this is a nice brown, woody-ish type court color. So it fits in, it blends in, it's not too distracting, but it also feels like you're looking at something more than just a basic court out there. So I like what they've done at UTEP. On to Santa Clara University, right here in my backyard. I wasn't even aware that this is what their court looks like these days. Now, they've kept it simple, right? The keys are in that crimson red, but they've also kind of put this is like their main campus building. It's the mission building on campus, but they've also used palm trees here as part of the equation. And it's almost like a really opaque version of the photo here, right? So it doesn't stand out too much. You can still kind of look at this court in a blurry way and see a basketball court. It's not too demanding, it's not too distracting, but it's nice there in the background. It's only using really 2 or 3 total colors. You've got the dark red, you've got maybe that brownish color, and then you've got kind of a light yellow color there. It's simple. I wonder if those white lines pop out enough. Maybe they could have done something on the baselines to help them stand out or pop just a little bit more. But overall, simplicity wins out. That's a nice design for Santa Clara. Louisville has a court that looks like this. Big bird, big red bird here at the middle, dunking a basketball. This is traditional. This is straightforward. I like the black around the edges here. I know this isn't a photo versus a graphic representation, but I really like what they've done here. You sometimes don't have to overdo it. You put your big logo here at center court. That's going to play well on television. And I think this is an example of not trying to do too much, but doing a good job with it. Memphis kind of falls in that same category here. I like the claw marks that they have here at the FedEx Forum when they lay their court down. I also really like the fact that their name and their word mark is put not here in the center, but that they've put it up there, where the cameras are going to see it most. If you think about watching a basketball game, you're mostly going to see that on TV or that part on TV. And so having that name, that word mark on the far end on the right side and on the near end on the left side, it plays really well for television. And I don't mind any of this. These claw marks, I kind of wish maybe they were a little bit different color, maybe gray, right? Because you've got so much blue here on the court. What if you did gray to add to the equation here for Memphis? That might have given it a different feel and a different contrast and a different pop with the center court logo. Florida Atlantic. All right, so we've done the same thing here with kind of the monochrome palm trees. And by the way, there's a lot of palm trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 palm trees. Can't believe I counted all those. I like the logo here. Center court. Are they the owls? Is that what they are? Again, simple, but you can do this design on the court. It's not too much. It doesn't take away from watching a game, and I don't know how many Florida Atlantic games are televised, but I think this one looks good in person and probably on camera. LMU. Now, I really like a couple things going on here. Now, they've got this similar design. They must have stole the palm tree idea, but they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why couldn't we do symmetry here? Why couldn't we do 4 and 4? Just saying. I like the colors. I really like their colors, but I like what they've done here on the sidelines with that gradient. I like how one side of the court is that baby blue, the other side is red, and look what it does here for the transition. And the court doesn't have much else than that. Like the keys aren't even painted. There's nothing, well, there's the 2 3-point lines, but nothing else is really bold here. I think they could have done a little bit more, but I really like that part right there. I think that gradient, that is something you don't see everywhere else. That is something that uses both colors. That is something that looks really cool. Kent State. Now, how about this? They've used a design around center court, but that uses up more of the actual basketball floor. It goes all the way into the keys over here. And I also, if you can see, like they've got that parquet design, almost like a checkerboard design. That is really cool what they've done at Kent State. Sometimes the wood pattern matters here, right? Like we haven't seen a lot of crazy wood patterns in these designs, and wood pattern can easily be part of your design. Have you seen what the Valkyries have done? The Golden State Valkyries of the WNBA. They've got kind of that, is it called herringbone design, where it's wood that goes that way and that way. It almost like shapes the letter V for Valkyries. But I like the wood texture here. I also like what they've done in kind of having a small center court logo, but also building a little bit more around that. For the Golden Flashes, by the way, Oakland University. No, this is not Oakland, California. This is Oakland, Michigan. But this is really cool. Like we talked about the wood texture. It's almost like stained wood. Look at that dark wood. Now, I've said before, you saw that Bakersfield court that was all blue. It's hard to watch games on that. But I feel like this one would be easier to watch. There's a little bit of light textures. Like this looks like a cigar bar. This looks like the cigar bar of basketball courts. I like the big logo. I like the fact that it also uses dark colors. Look how Oakland in just the white simple text and the Golden Grizzlies, look how that pops. Look how the 3-point line and the key, they pop because of that dark, almost, it's not red, so I don't know that it's mahogany wood, but it's that really dark, like coffee stained color and texture of wood. Really like that for Oakland University. It's very unique. North Florida, okay, so you can see here that the color balance of this photo is not off. This is what actual wood looks like, right here, like all surrounding the court. The court is like tinted blue, but it's not overly tinted blue. I feel like when you watch this on TV and when you're seeing mostly just the court, and again, I don't know how many North Florida games are being televised, but if you were watching this on TV, it would be fine. It's not overly blue. It's not overly done or overly cooked. It's just enough of a tint to make the white pop out, to make the dark blue really stand out as well. I also like the sideline design they've done here. It kind of looks like wings for the Ospreys. Like, is that what they're doing there? It's very cool. You can do so much on the sidelines and baselines. It's not always necessarily even about the actual inbounds part of the court. You can also do something for the out of bounds areas as well too. Tulsa. Okay. Another wood design here that matters the most for the Golden Hurricane. They've got almost like this plank style wood design. Really like that. Kind of the skyline. Is this the skyline of Tulsa? Is Tulsa really that big? The Golden Hurricane have a cool logo. Looks a lot like the Carolina Hurricane of the NHL, their alternate logo. But they've got the Hurricane kind of icon, dark here at center court. Not too much else going on. I like the font and the text here on the baselines. I think that looks good. But again, they've done like, you've got the skyline, you've got the center court, you've got the text here on the ends that is big and bold. You've got the plank. So you've got like 4 things. I would say if they added one more thing to this, it would be too much. But one fewer thing and it might be too simple. I think they checked all the boxes there in Tulsa. San Jose State. Do you know any alumni of San Jose State? You might be looking at one right here. Now, this is an interesting one. I do like the font choice that they use for San Jose State Spartans on the baseline. This is at the Event Center, by the way, which was right around the corner from the dorms I lived in for a couple years. I like the fact that I know it's a blue court, but they've got this like techie, almost like circuit board type design at center court. I do wish the circuit board design was in white and the Spartan head logo, it can be in gold. I don't know that there's enough contrast here when you see that. I like that the key, the inside of it is one color and the rest of it is a different color. If you did this entire court in blue, again, too much. And I would also say that this blue, it's not dark blue, so there's a little bit more contrast. I don't know. I feel like if you went even lighter on this blue, if you just tone down the blue a little bit, it would be even better. But I like the two-tone court for the out-of-bounds versus areas that are inbounds here. So this is busy, and there's a lot going on, but I think they pulled that one off pretty well. UNLV, okay, very red. Skyline of Las Vegas, the ever-changing skyline. It looks like we've got the Luxor represented. We've got the Stratosphere. We've got the Ferris wheel. We've got the Welcome to Vegas sign. Is that the Venetian right there? So a lot of things represented. The keys are quite simple and almost like that grayish texture. It looks like we're going red, black, and gray. And the Thomas & Mack Center's got a very cool court. A lot of red here for the out-of-bounds area. That's very prominent as you look at this. And keep it simple. It's center court, UNLV. So I like this one. It's got a lot going on. That's kind of a thing, right? Put something on the near end of your court. Put a skyline. Put something to just dress it up. And don't just do it center court. Do it from almost end to end. Okay, Delaware State. Wow. Like the honeycomb here. The honeycomb not just in the out-of-bounds areas, but the honeycomb on the interior of the three-point line. Take a look at that. Like that is pretty slick. And it's a little bit distracting, but it's not terrible. Delaware State, what are they? They've got to be like the bees or the hornets. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it. They're the hornets. Got it. But it's really cool. I really like what they've done there. Now, if they did the whole court that way, too much, right? So they had to pick just one area, just one part. They probably could have also done just the key in that honeycomb, but I like how they made the honeycomb big and large. So it's not overly distracting, but it does give you an idea of exactly what they were going for there. Idaho State. All right, so now we've used the interior of the three-point area. So we've used the two-point area as being one color and the rest of the court as regular wood. Quite honestly, I think I like it the other way around. I feel like this looks weird to have these big half circles here, one color, versus, right? Versus if the rest of the court is a color and this is natural wood. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But Idaho State definitely here in the exotic category of court design. University of Massachusetts, UMass. Like literally they've got the outline of the whole state at center court. Like, and I mean, it gets weird here because if you're only seeing this part on TV, you're like, what is that? What is, did somebody spill paint? It's missing something. And if you're seeing it over here, you're like, what are these lines? Like on a camera shot. Sometimes you got to think about, like people can look at this court in person and say, oh, that's the state of Massachusetts. I realize that. But when you're only watching on TV and you're only seeing that much and you're only seeing that part, you're like, well, I can't put that into context. I don't know what that is. I like the idea. I like the fact that they've kept it simple. Even the sideline here and the baseline are a thick red line there. Very easy to see, easy to interpret, but maybe they could have done something a little bit different there at center court. Central Arkansas. Is this where Scottie Pippen went? Oh yeah, that's right. I remember this. Scottie Pippen court. Look, it's got Scottie's signature on it at center court. I would imagine that either he contributed something to this program or they just decided to honor him and name the court after him. Either way, very cool. It's got that dark mahogany thing again. I really like that. I think more courts, more teams should be using that look. It can go with everybody. And then they don't have a bunch of different colors. It's literally the dark wood, the black and the purple for Central Arkansas. The Ferris Center looks like a small little venue there, but looks like a fun place to play. Easy logo there at center court. And sometimes you got to write your name. Like if we just do that logo, do you know that's Central Arkansas? Probably not. Sometimes you need the name to go along with it. Air Force. Okay. You know, as a production person over the years, whenever I see AF, autofocus is the first thing that comes to mind. But here in 2025 on social media, I can't see AF anymore as being just one thing. You know, it is prevalent AF. AF really is. Anyway, So I would encourage Air Force to, I don't know, put a jet at center court. Do something a little bit different. I know that's probably what's been there forever, but I feel like AF has taken on a new meaning. It has stolen the meaning away from Air Force. I like the mountain range here at the bottom. I think that's a representation of one of their buildings on campus. That looks like the tail of an airplane right there too. They could do more, I think, with aviation. Like they could actually, I like the fact that it's two-tone. The wood is a nice, I don't know, like classic wood color. I like the fact that it's simple, right? The mountains are gray with the snow caps on them. Really, really cool. Let's get some more aviation in here. Let's put a jet on here. Let's figure out something else that we could do to get rid of the AF problem. Oh my gosh, University of Missouri, Kansas City. All right. This one might be overdoing it, right? I said before that sometimes you're trying too hard. Like, this is the color of wood. This is the color of, I don't even know. That's too yellow. There is so much texture. Could you imagine having to paint all those lines, or at least paint around all those lines? Who did the paint job on this? They deserve $1 million. Also, the conference logo here just inside the key, it's very small. KC at center court, that's cool. I've got nothing wrong with I see nothing wrong with the design. It doesn't obviously state where the court is. I wish there was some more text on it. I guess it does say Kansas City over there, but man, think about looking at that court for 2 hours at a time. That's a lot going on there. So my questions at the end of this video are, did I miss a great one? Is there a basketball court you like that I missed in this video? Did you have a favorite of this one? Let me know in the comments section below. And do you agree that basketball courts might as well be fun? Like, don't overdo it, but try and have some fun with these basketball courts. It's something that makes basketball unique. Let me know in the comments section below. Also, thumbs up down there helps me this video and this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you back here next time.